Good afternoon, everyone. Hope things are well. Hope you have been enjoying your week so far. I certainly have, and I feel like for Newcastle United, it came at the perfect point in the season where there was a lot of pressure on us. We went into what was a horrible week on paper, and going out of that week, we've got a massive cup win over Chelsea, which means now we have Brentford in a quarter-final, which you would definitely take as a last-day game. We then beaten Arsenal at St James's Park with probably the best defensive display I've seen in a long time from us. So on the pitch, as long as we get at least a draw down at Nottingham Forest before the international break, on the pitch we are looking so much better, and we now finally have some optimism and ambition in this season. Off the pitch is crucial as well, because of the fact that we've seen firsthand how horrible that transfer window was in the summer. Newcastle have been so heavily restricted, where behind the scenes it has been a nightmare. So it's important, of course, away from the pitch, Newcastle are able to get their deals done, and we've seen it so far this season with Adidas. What an absolute game changer they are. New club shop has came in last week, which we've already done a video about. Massive transformation from the old one, and already our 2025-26 kits have been leaked. The away one, I reckon you will like. So we're getting to that in just a bit. I do have a special announcement first. So this Friday, the 8th of November at 7 p.m. kickoff time at Benfield Stadium, we actually have a Newcastle United versus Sunderland charity match between our armed forces. So all our armed officers that are Newcastle fans versus armed officers that are Sunderland fans. All the veterans throughout the years have come together for a match, of course. This was meant to be for Remembrance Sunday, so of course it's this sign of tribute towards all of our fallen soldiers. And it's just a chance where our armed forces, Archie, naughty, that's naughty. There's a chance for our armed forces side to actually come together and just have a fantastic charity match. So I will be recording a vlog for that on Friday, so make sure, if you have a chance, just get yourselves along to the game. I reckon basically all the players are still going to be quite fit. You got to remember the work that absolute arses off of the armed forces on. Won't they bet all of our soldiers from the years are still going to be quite fit, so I reckon it'll be quite a good game of football to watch. So make sure you do get a chance to do so on Friday. Get yourselves along, show some respect to our officers throughout the years. I certainly will be there. And of course, as I mentioned before, the Nottingham Forest vlog will come out on Sunday. In terms of the video today, of course, I wanted to talk about the leaked kits from Adidas. Adidas' ambitious plans have already been revealed to Newcastle United fans. It doesn't even begin with the leaked kit as well. So we have brand new NUFC gazelles that are coming out soon. Confirmed they will be coming out at some point. I can finally complete the full NUFC kit. Beanie hat will be on, the scarf will be around my neck. We're going to have the top on, the hands on, the socks on, and the shoes. We now got NUFC gazelle shoes. To be honest, I had a chance to look at them. I don't know, maybe I might have expected more from it, but they were a bit generic. It's just basically a normal pair of gazelles, and they got one of the classic NUFC badges on the back. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to buy them. I still think they're nice, but I think I was probably expecting a little bit more from that one. I think especially when I've seen some leaked images the year prior where admittedly they didn't turn out to be true, but that design just looks so much better. One bit of criticism I've seen directed towards Newcastle United and a new club shop opening, perhaps. It seems a bit petty, but it's something I have seen quite a few people bring up. And it's just stuff like, for example, Adam, I want to go in the club shop, I want to buy my kids some utilities for school, I want to buy them an NUFC pencil case, I want to buy them an NUFC water bottle. Let's say I want to get an NUFC garden gnome to put in my back garden here. Like, those sort of things aren't anymore. It's just the kits, and it's just a bit generic. There's no fancy special items where people are going to be excited about. But for me, it's a club shop. It's designed to sell a new kit. It is designed to sell the new kits. I'm not expecting Newcastle United to kind of go out of the way and just put all these random items. And I'd much rather have quality over quantity, is perhaps the word I'm going to be saying from there. And Newcastle, for whatever reason, haven't put any of the new stuff like that in. But again, I'm not personally fussed by that, but that was a bit of criticism that some people had directed towards the club shop. And the reason why I mention that is because, well, going on to what will be going in the club shop, and that is going to be Newcastle United's leaked away kit already for next season. So it's going to have a classic design once again to one of our retro away kits. We've already seen it with our blue and maroon kit this season, which I absolutely adore, by the way. But we've already seen it again with a different one, this time being the green one. From someone that's not 100% confirmed, it's not confirmed, let me make the obvious fact now. But these leaks are surprisingly accurate. Now, even though this is, I mean, what are you talking about, like 9 months in advance? So you'd be surprised how accurate some of these leaks are. And I'm willing to bet there probably is a bit of leeway into this. I'm willing to bet 100% they're going to stick with a classic theme for next season. Just whether or not it's going to be the green one is perhaps another question. But that is the leaks, that is the stories that's been going around on social media. In my personal opinion, again, I can't validate whether it's 100% real or false, but something to keep an eye on, something to 100% keep an eye on. And I'm willing to bet there's a bit of leg room for this, and I'm willing to bet again that I think it will be a classic kit next season. And what do you think about this one, though? There's some actual concept designs that have been put out on Twitter, so I'll show you an example of the concept designs here. It depends on how the final product looks, but I do dig it. I dig it quite a lot. It's something that I would be interested in, something that I would be excited in, and it's something that Newcastle United and Adidas should 100% be looking again to go towards the history of the football club, that background where we have all of our classic kits, our legends wear, and it was a good way of getting the legends back involved as well with the advertising, which we've seen the likes of Rob Lee, Shea Given, etc. in our advertising videos already this season. So it's a good way of connecting our legends back to the club, and of course showing it with our current players now and getting them involved. And it's just a good way for Adidas to kind of give a little wink towards the classic retro kits while also bringing out a new kit, which of course you're going to charge £80-90 a pop, 110 to 120 for the official player kits. So yeah, they're not cheap. Don't get me wrong, they are not cheap, but it's a design idea that Adidas is going to be going back to, just making sure that fans will enjoy the kit for one, and two, spend their hard-earned money on it, because it's not cheap. A lot of people are going to put their hard-earned money into this football club, and every single week we have to see the outcome in the transfer market, the outcome from Adidas in terms of how much money they're giving Newcastle United, and of course the outcome from Newcastle United as a football club, getting the right players that we need in. And I wanted to kind of finish off about perhaps some of the transfer targets Eddie Howe had, because I'm still not keen on Mark Gay. I'm still not keen on them. I've watched a bit of Mark Gay this season. Palace's defence, to be fair, definitely the better of the bunch down at the bottom, but still not something that completely gets me invested in this guy. He's scored a couple of goals for Palace. He's done well for them so far. I'm not keen on him though. I don't think he's a 60 to 70 million pound superstar, as Palace's owner would say. No chance to see a superstar of a player. I think he's good. I think Newcastle's defence though, even without Botman, do we desperately need a defender with him? Now, don't get me wrong, I think Fabian Shaw has dropped off in quality, but Fabian Shaw out of form, perhaps losing a bit of his quality due to his age, is still a good Fabian Shaw. That is still a fantastic player, and he still does a lot for Newcastle. And of course, when Botman comes back, he probably will go Botman and Burn maybe. I'm a big fan of Burn as centre half. I know he's a lot older as well, but I tell you what, he's a lot better than what people give him credit for. And some of your perhaps scapegoats, like Sean Longstaff, was fantastic against Arsenal. We have got some real bags of quality. And you can see perhaps now that under PSR why Eddie Howe ended up actually selling Eddie Anderson. We didn't want to lose him, and yes, he has done exceptionally well for Nottingham Forest, but he's just so low in the pecking order for Newcastle. We've got so many perhaps better midfielders who would stick up Eddie Anderson. It makes it an impossible situation for a lad like him. But I will concede and admit that Chris Wood, Eddie Anderson, even Matt Sayles have all been fantastic for Nottingham Forest. And if we were to lose on Sunday, with all three of those players performing well, it would be quite a humiliating loss for us, because Forest has basically beat us with some of our ex-players. So it's almost like Newcastle, why have you got rid of these players? Even though I agree with all the sales on paper, but with those players then come back and completely just batter our main squad now, and it will feel like quite a humiliating loss. So it's always a tight balance with Eddie Howe, and always a tight balance with how we go ahead in games. But Arsenal was perfect. You just need to improving that going in the Nottingham Forest game. You guys have enjoyed watching. It's good to get the cats back in the video. It's been a while since you've seen them. I know you guys do like seeing them as well. This one here is not mine. I don't know what's happened to Archie actually. He's got quite a swollen left eye, so I don't know whether I can't swipe at him or maybe a bee stung him. But knowing him and the fact he's ginger, he's probably done it himself somehow. The two cats down there, of course mine, and they're both doing quite well. Just chill as always. I'm hoping none of them's attacked Archie, because I will be quite unpleased with that. But going into the Nottingham Forest game this week, as I said before, we just need to at least draw the game. Now, for me, my personal opinion, they are my 100% team of the season so far. They've still got a long way to go. They're a fourth of the way into this season, but I have to say they are quality. I don't know where they pulled that out from. I would have thought the majority of people would have backed Nottingham Forest to finish 15th or below in the table. So the fact that they are well and truly in contention for European football while also playing well and scoring a shed load of goals, it's looking good for them. So it's important for us as Newcastle to make sure we kind of knock them off their perch a little bit, because if they do keep with that form throughout the season, they're going to be a direct European rival for Newcastle. So not only do we need to beat them, we also need to essentially kill our confidence and just to make sure they don't finish in the European spot, because that could potentially kick us out. But if we're finishing below Forest and Brighton and potentially even Bournemouth or Brentford in the league, then we don't deserve to finish in Europe anyway. So it's up to Newcastle to do our job, and what will be with our clubs. But we need to get our points sorted. Been a bit dodgy so far this season, but we had a brilliant week. We are pulling things back in our favour now. It has to continue though. If we lose against Forest, we'll lose all momentum and we'll lose everything that we built up over the past week. And we need to cement our form now. We need to make sure that we're consistent, get down to the basics, and let's make sure we get at least a point at the City Ground. But take care, guys. Appreciate you watching. Any questions, feel free to let me know. Anything you want to ask, more than welcome to go ahead. But take care though, and we'll see you all in the next one.